So someone, you announced the lost object. You announced lost object, and a guy came up and said, "This is my lost object that I lost, but I don't have any signs. Meaning, I lost a baseball cap, I lost a shirt, I lost something, but I did not. But he didn't say it's signs. Lo yitain lo. You don't give it to him. V'haramai, and a trickster, someone who's trying to get it for himself. Amar lo yitin lo. Even if he says it's signs, don't give it to him. Meaning, if someone has a reputation of being someone who is a trickster, meaning he doesn't own it, but he's going to try to get it for himself. He tries to see it in your pocket, and he tries to give the signs, even though it's not his. He tries to steal it. You're not allowed to give it to him. Meaning, the Torah says you have to search your brother out. Meaning, you have to you have to search and see if your brother that's claiming it is a trickster or not a trickster. So Atmar, Rav Yehuda Amar, there's a fundamental argument here that when you announce an argument, do you say the article that you found? So, right. So Rav Yehuda says, you say, I found a lost article. I found an Aveda. But you don't tell him what it is. Rav Nachman says, no, you have to announce, I found a baseball cap, I found a shirt. And then when someone says, oh, I lost a shirt, here are the signs, here's the color, here's the company, whatever. So Rav Yehuda Amar Aveda Tamachris. He says, no, you don't want to announce what you actually found. You just say, I found a lost article. The Iyamar Glima Machris Chashina Ramai, because what's going to happen? The Ramai, the trickster, is going to come and he's going to say, and he's going to guess. He's going to say, oh, a baseball cap. Was it a Birmingham Barons cap? I lost a Birmingham Barons cap, or he's going to do something. He's going to trick you. He's going to use some deduction to find out what the most common shirt is, or what the most common anything is, and he's going to try to get it for himself. Nachman Amar Glima Machar says, no, you announce that you found a shirt. Why? We're not worried about a trickster. The imkain ein l'davar self. Why is that? And this is a logic used very frequently in the Talmud. Ein l'davar self. If you're a trickster, you're always going to find a way to do it. So you have to do what's right, and okay. Meaning, if you've announced a lost article, if you're a trickster, you'll go, okay, how do I find out what the article is, and then give signs for it. How do I trick? But if you apply the logic of we have to be careful for a person like that, for a thief, then the matter has no end. Then you shouldn't announce anything because we're afraid of a trickster. So that's what he says. Ein l'davar self. There's no end to it, and therefore just announce that you found whatever you found. So the Mishnah said, if you say if the person coming in, he says the lost article and he did not give his signs, you don't give it to him. So obviously here, that the law is, if you're going to say it's all good, if you're going to say the law is Aveda Tamachris, you announce that you found a lost article, Hakamash Malan, then the Mishnah is trying to teach you that Alfagav Damaklima Kilomar Simanin Lama Hadrin and Lay. The Mishnah is trying to teach you that if a guy came and said, I lost a shirt, but I don't have the signs, the Mishnah is trying to teach you that you still don't return it to him. Even if he says, oh, it was a baseball cap. Doesn't work. So then obviously, that's what the Mishnah is saying. But if you're saying, Amar Glima Machris, Amar Yu Glima, Amar Yu Glima, so what is he saying? The Mishnah said, if the guy comes and identifies the lost article but not the signs, but if when he announced it, he announced that I found a shirt, and the guy comes and says, I found a shirt, it was a shirt, right? What's the Mishnah teaching you? The Mishnah said that if the guy says the lost article and then does not give signs, you don't return it.
Yeah.
So wait, the case was where you announced a shirt and then he came, and then the Mishnah has to teach me that if a guy says, you found a shirt, I don't give it to him? Of course I don't give it to him. If I say, I found a baseball cap, and Martin comes and tells me, you found a baseball cap, give it to me. You didn't say anything. If I announced it, if the case was, I found a lost article, and Martin comes and says, you found a baseball cap, it's mine, but you didn't give any signs to it, then the Mishnah is saying, then you don't. That's what it's teaching you. Then you don't give it. You don't give it back. What's the Mishnah teaching me if I announced at the beginning that it was a baseball cap I found? Everyone got it? Yeah? Right? Yeah.
Not yes, but I'm not sure.
I think so.
Yeah. So basically, the Mishnah is trying to teach you something. It said the guy identifies the lost article, right? The guy identifies the lost article, but he doesn't give signs. So what did the guy who announced it say before? If he said, I found a baseball cap, what's the Mishnah teaching you? Why does the Mishnah even need to teach me in this case? That Nadia comes and says, you found my tichel. But I said I found a tichel.
Yeah.
There's no reason for even the Mishnah to say that case.
So you would want to just say I found
A lost article. Yes, so that's obviously the case in the Mishnah. Right? So therefore, who does that prove? That proves Rabbi Yehuda. That says you do not announce that you do not announce what the lost article actually is. And the Mishnah teaches you Thumber, here you go. This is a thing you learned. You know, the Mishnah teaches you that if he says, if you say I found a lost article and the guy says it was a tichel, but it doesn't give signs, you don't return it. So Amar Safra Leolam Glimama. So Tzrich Lamemer Kilomer Seman and Lamad Rinale. Like obviously it doesn't need to say that you don't return something if he doesn't give signs. So Amar Rav Safra Leolam Glima Machris. Really, you announce that you found a shirt. Amar Iu Glima Amar Iu Simanin. Meaning he said a shirt meaning the guy announced the shirt and the guy did not give signs. So what's the Mishnah trying to teach you? Umay lo amar simana. What is not saying the signs? Lo amar simana mufakin dida. Meaning he did not say anything really specific about the object. Meaning he's saying here that really you would announce that you found a shirt. You would announce it. What's the Mishnah trying to teach you? The Mishnah is saying, if the guy who lost it says the lost article but doesn't give signs, you don't return it. Mm-hmm. Well, duh. I mean, if the guy announced the shirt and you said, I lost a shirt, then obviously you don't give it to him. The answer is the Mishnah is trying to teach you, according to Rav Nachman, the Mishnah is trying to teach you that you have to give it back, but only if he says real signs. Meaning it can't be just willy-nilly signs. What is a siman mufak? What is a real sign? It's a little bit difficult, but a siman mufakin meaning like there are some signs that we have that, like if you say maybe like a color, like it's just white shirt, that I don't think that's a good sign.
I wouldn't think so.
Siman muvak would be like it's like this. It's a black and blue striped white shirt. That would be something a little more exact. A little more exact might be the company. A little more exact might be
size.
Maybe the size. It would have to be like maybe an uncommon size. There has to be something. It can't just be. So the Gemara is clearly saying that whenever you announce something, they always have to give something that's
more specific.
More specific. Yeah. Okay. So v'haramai afal pisha amar simanei hariza leyitin lo. And a thief, a trickster, even if he tells you signs, doesn't give it to him. I know we have this notion. I was laughing at the trickster. This notion of guy with a long twirly mustache going, yes, it's meddling time. Is we're going to trick these lost. This is like some kind of children's Jewish show. But a thief, someone who's not honest. Taner Rabbanan, Barishana kol mishavtava veda. Everyone used to just be able to give signs, but they made a decree that you always have to bring witnesses that you're not a trickster.
Really?
So now I don't think this.
The trickster's out of business.
Right. I mean, look, if someone is very commonly known not to be a trickster, fine. But if we're talking about random guy comes, you have to bring someone to vouch for your character. Ki hadav with Rav Papa ichres lechamra. The father of Rav Papa once lost a donkey. Va'ashgechu, and someone found it. Asar kamei de Rabba bar Rav Huna. They came in front of Rabba bar Rav Huna. Rav Huna to adjudicate the case. Amarle zel aisisadi de lav ramayat v'tol. Go bring witnesses that you're not a trickster, and even the father of Rav Papa, like go bring witnesses. It's just the law. Go bring witnesses that you're not a trickster, and take it. So he's, interesting. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he's even someone who's very well known. He says, go bring that you're not, and take it. Azal Aisi Sadi Amar Lahu. He brought witnesses. Amar Lahu. He says to them, Yeditin Beitar Amayhu. He says, do you know that this person is a trickster? Amar Le'im. They said, yes, he is. So Rashi says what happened here is the witnesses were expecting him to ask. It was a slip of the tongue. Do you know that this person is not a trickster?
Uh-huh.
And they said yes.
Oh.
So it was a slip of the tongue. It was like, what? That's not what I meant. Amar lahu ana rama ana. Says, am I really a trickster that you're calling? Amar le anan lav ramayat kamina. Oh, says no. What we meant is that you're not. Yes, you're not a trickster. That's what we meant. People got tongue tied in the days of the Talmud too. That's so. Amar Rabba bar Huna mistavar lo ma'isi in ishchovas selanafshe. If you brought these witnesses, it's logical that a person wouldn't bring witnesses who would say no. Okay, beautiful. All right, now next Mishnah.
I just had a question on the.
Yeah.
You got an olive iron and those 2 slashes and a fay. What is that? What is that word?
Where?
Line 2 from the Mishnah.
Oh, afal pi.
What is that?
It means even though.
Is that a abbreviation or a?
It's an abbreviation.
It is. Of 3 words or?
Well, it's funny. Like afal pi means nose on the mouth. So it's an expression. It's an expression saying like even though.
Okay.
And like even though it's this way, and you might think this way, that there's no way there could be a nose on the mouth. Really, I'll tell you it is this way.
Okay.
That nose on the mouth, that this is happening. So it says like a trickster, even though he gave signs, and you might think it's so obvious, just like a nose is not on the mouth. And then we say, nope, nose is on the mouth. It's an expression.
Okay, so some of these other ones with the double slash or whatever double parentheses are also expressions.
Mm-hmm.
Like hey Zion is also.
No, Hey Zion is harezeh, meaning harezeh. Behold, this is.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Kol davar she'osa. All right, are we all ready?
Second Mishnah.
Second Mishnah. Kol davar she'osa v'yochel. So this Mishnah is going to talk about what do you do with the article once you have it. Say you find an animal. Are you really supposed to take care of the animal? You find a chicken. You have to feed the chicken. How long do you have to keep it for? So kol davar she'osa v'yochel, yasa v'yochel. Anything, if you're able to, if something gives you value, but then you feed it, yasa v'yochel, meaning it should continue to give you value and should continue to give you you should feed it. So what it's saying here is that if you find an ox or a donkey, you can use them to plow your fields.
Okay.
But then you have to feed it also.
Right.
So you can do that, and therefore you keep it until
Someone has a sign.
yes.
Oh,
Davar she'eino sava'achal yimkor, but something that doesn't do anything and it costs you money to take care of it, like a chicken.
Eggs though.
Oh, that's true. Maybe. So, what's an example of something that doesn't?
Hamster.
A hamster. Okay. A hamster. You find a hamster.
Didn't do much.
No.
It's something that costs you money to maintain.
Yeah, believe me, it does.
Yeah, but it doesn't give you value. No, you have a hamster?
Ruben has a hamster. Called Bigums.
Bigums. All right, so but then you can sell it. Then you can sell it, and then you keep the money for whoever comes to identify the hamster.
Wait. You can sell if the person. You can sell the hamster.
Yeah, because if it's costing you money,
Oh.
and it's not giving you any value, then
You can sell to the the guy who presents his
Sell it to the pet store, whatever, and
Oh.
then you take the money and you keep the money for. If a guy says, "I lost a hamster and it was
Yeah.
this color or whatever,"
Uh-huh.
then you give him the money.
Okay.
Mhm.
Can you sell it back? You can't. So you can't sell it back to the rightful owner. Yeah, that's not.
Well, obviously, if he comes, then great, and you give it back to him.
Yeah.
But we're talking about you have to keep the article.
Okay.
Right. Shnema Arba you have to return it. The verse says you have to return it to him. Re'ei hayach teshivenu lau. You meaning you have to return it. Meaning you have to give him the full value of the money. So ma yehe b'damim. So what do you do with the money? Reb Tarfon Omer yishtamish behen. Reb Tarfon says this money that you used, you can actually use it. You can use it to invest in the stock market. You can use it to invest in your business. But however, it comes with a catch. The fikach imavdu chayiv b'charusin. But if it's lost, you lose the money. You have to pay him back. Rabbi Kiva Omer lo yishtamish ben says no. You cannot use them. You just have to put it away in the safe. You can't use the money. The fikach imavdu. Therefore, if the money got lost, if it got stolen, you do not have to pay him back. Okay. So it's a catch. Yeah. All right. So uli olam. All right. So now let's take a look at this. Uli olam amar Rav Nachman amar Shmuel ad yud beis chodesh. Meaning means uli olam. Meaning, do you have to take care of the animal forever? Amar Rav Nachman amar Shmuel ad yud beis chodesh. Really, there's a limit here. 12 months. You have to take care of an animal. Tanyanami hachi. It's the brisa that also teaches this. Kol davar she'osa ova ochel. Anything that makes and eats, meaning it gives you value, but you have to feed it. Could go in par b'chamor, an ox or a donkey. Mentapel behen aduda b'chodesh. You have to take care of them until 12 months. Mikan ba'elech, but from here on, some demand umanichan, meaning you can sell them, and then you can just put the money away. Agalim usyachim, cows or little lambs. Metabel ben shlosh charashim. 3 months, because they might take a little longer they don't do work because they're smaller, so they're not as worthwhile to keep around. From here and on, you evaluate the money and you just take the money and you leave it for the owner. Geese and chickens, they don't do any work. They take care of them 30 days. Apparently eggs aren't enough. From here and on, you evaluate their money, you sell them, and okay. A chicken is like a big animal. He says, no, you can keep them for 12 months. A chicken. Maybe because he says the eggs. Because it's the eggs. Rashi even says the eggs. She also says, because you're able to, for the eggs. So a chicken is good enough. Chicken you should keep for 12 months because they're going to give you value. There's another brisa. A chicken and a large animal, you take care of them for 12 months. And then from here and on, you put their money and you sell them and you keep the money for the owner. Agalim musyachin, female, calves or little lambs, metabel ben namad you take care of them for 30 days. You sell them. Avazim tanagolim, geese and chickens, or roosters, I believe, roosters, geese, roosters, anything that you have to take care of them a lot, but it's more than that they're giving you. Just take care of them 3 days. Then you can sell them.
3 days?
3 days.
3 days.
So kasha agalim musyachin, avazim tanagolin. So we have one brisa who said that for the calves and lambs, you take care of 3 months, but one said 30 days. One said geese and roosters, you take care of them 30 days. One said only 3 days. So what's the reason why? The answer is agalim musyachin lo kasha hadareya hadabtuma. Weak animals. 3 months is talking about when you have a good land. Meaning, you have a lot of grass on the land and it's not such a big deal to take care of them. So 3 months. But where you have a raya, when you have a bad land and you have to spend money, then 30 days. But if they're big, it means if they're good geese and roosters, then 3 days because they eat a lot. But if they're small, then 30 days. The Talmud demands us some common sense. If it's getting to be a huge burden, you should sell it. If it's the type of geese or animal that it does that, it's not, and it's fine, then you shouldn't sell it. Okay, keep going. If something doesn't give you value and eats, then you can sell it. It says you have to return him the value, meaning you shouldn't sell a calf and then feed. You shouldn't feed a goose to geese. You shouldn't feed the chickens to chickens, and you shouldn't feed the.
Don't make them cannibals.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But the point is that you shouldn't sell a calf to feed the other calves that are also lost articles, because then they're never going to get it back.
Oh.
Say, oh, perfect! I found 3 cows.
Yeah.
I'll just sell 1 cow and use that money to feed the other cows. The answer is no, because then he's never going to get it back. And he's never going to get his lost articles back. That's the point. So in a way, you can't sell 1 cow to feed the other cow, or you can't.
Because then you lose the value of one.
Yes, exactly. So what you do, you should sell them and sell them all and just take the money.
What if they have offspring while you have them in the 12 months? Are those yours?
You found a pregnant cow?
Or they got pregnant while...
Like, what
you can do is you can... So here's the thing, you can continue getting value from it. But I don't think they belong to you. You can sell them and keep the money for the owner. There's a story of Pinchas ben Yair who actually did that, who raised a whole cattle and flock, and guy lost a calf, but he took care of them. And when the guy came later to do it, he said, here's this flock, that's yours. But
some story set in Eastern Europe where a guy loses a duck or chicken, and the generations go by, and finally they come, and then he gives them a truck full of these are all the descendants, and here you go.
It's a great economy thing, it's like if you take care of your stuff, it'll grow. But Pinchas ben Yair is also a very special guy. He apparently was a nomad, and he didn't like money. He wouldn't accept charity from anybody. It's a very interesting gemaras about him that he would never even accept an invitation. He would just go to the big medrash and learn and wander from town to town. Rabbis would try to invite him, but there's stories that he accepted, but then he didn't accept, whatever. He's a very special, interesting person, interesting personality. It's a career choice, I guess. If everything else, just be a nomad. I suppose you could do that in Israel, though, because when you have a lot of Beit Medrashes, there's study halls that are open 24/7. You can just go in and sleep.
How does he eat? If it's not charity.
The same way, they eat in Borough Park. You go into the land, they go into Beit Medrash, they always have something in the kitchen. And
that's not... Yeah, but how's he paying for the food? He doesn't want anybody to invite him, right? And he's...
I know. I think, I know.
Unless
Whatever.
he does repair work on the side.
Maybe he just comes around, gets a little money to live, and it's an interesting lifestyle. We're also, it's not like I'm recommending anything, but we're also desperately going, I gotta stay on the grid, I gotta, get the house, pay the mortgage and the car, and this thing, and we just go off the grid and just sort of wander around, do as odd jobs as you can, and go out and be in the world. It's an interesting life, it's just...
I would think it would be easier to do that back then.
What?
It would be easier to do that back then.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot.
Yeah, now the government's watching us. So anyway, so...
And nobody knows how to hunt or kosher meat, so...
Yeah, you should learn the laws of kosher slaughter first and be able to do that. That'd be cool. Okay. Well, all right. Last line. My bedamim Rabbi Tafano mishtamish this of what you should do with the money. Adkan lo pligi. All right, everybody, here, grab this next page. Adkan lo pligi ela kashen ishtamish behen.
It's a lot of Rashi.
Nope, that's
No?
Tosfot.
Oh, sorry.
So this is Tosfot here. That's
Oh.
Rashi. He's asking all kinds of questions. He's bringing different Gemaras to
Okay.
compare these Gemaras. But Rashi is really small and simple. So it's a small Gemara, small Rashi. So it's you get the feeling of accomplishment when we finish the page. Elek shenish tamish behen. Aval lo nishtamish behen im avdu pater. Meaning they're only arguing when you actually use them. Meaning if you use them,
The animals?
meaning if you use the money,
Money.
then if you made the conscious decision to use the money, then you they're arguing about whether you have to pay him back if you lost the money. But if you did not use the money at all, im avdo pater. So as I said, like I'm not using it, I'm not touching it. That's what they're arguing about.
Because earlier on you said if they invested or put in their business, then they would have to give it back. But if they just sat on it and lost it, they didn't have to give anything back. That's I thought earlier on we learned that.
Right. So there's actually a Rashi on top. He points out, he says, Ella, meaning they're only arguing about whether you get a reward for investing the money. If you're getting a broker's
Reward. Oh.
fee. They're only arguing about whether for the broker's fee.
Wow.
Meaning that's what they're talking about. Like if you use the money, can you use the benefit that you got from investing the money? Or
So if you sell it for 100, invested it, end up making 150, you have to give more than the 100. And can you keep the 50? Is that what you're saying?
right, meaning can you use
Keep the gain.
I think you get like a fee. I think that's what Rashi is referring to here. I think it means a fee.
So some of the gain then goes
Some of the gain that you
goes
get,
back
you
to
get a
him.
fee for using the money in a good way.
Okay.
That's what they're arguing about. Whether if you can do something like that. But if you do not use them at all, if you just simply let the money just sit there and let inflation take its course,
Yeah.
because that's really the point of investing. When you save money, you're actually losing money because inflation. That's why
Take
you only-
account's earning 0.13, I lose the money.
yeah. So that's the point of investing. But if you didn't do that, im avdu pater. That's not good. If you lost it, then it's pater. Then you don't need. It's a little bit it's a little bit confusing exactly. Rashi has a case. He says like it's the money that it's mutter, that it's permitted for you to do, like to do the investments, to do the gain. That's what they're arguing about. If you lose that money, but if you simply, meaning like, are you obligated for that responsibility? Like, can you use that money for the gain? So Rabbi Tarfon says, I know it's getting a little bit. This was the hard part of the Gemara. Rabbi Tarfon says that you can use that money that you gained, that they gained.
Okay.
Meaning you can use the money for that. However, if you end up losing the money, then you have to. Rabbi Akiva said, no, you don't, even in that case, lo yishtamish behen, in the case of, even if you lost that investment money, it doesn't matter, you're not obligated. Right?
To
If
pay
you lost,
him back the gain. You still gotta pay him back the
No,
original amount?
apparently Rabbi Akiva
He's saying
says,
you're gonna pay anything back.
meaning what you have to do is, apparently like, because, you know, if you want to invest it,
Yeah,
Rabbi Akiva says you're not obligated for that. You're not obligated for that responsibility. Rabbi Tarfon says you are.
oh, so
You are
it's-
obligated for that responsibility if you want to, meaning if you take the money and you invest it somewhere and
Yeah.
you lose it,
Yeah,
then he says you have the responsibility. Rabbi Akiva says no, you don't have the responsibility.
Why?
Meaning. Okay. I'm sorry.
okay.
Let me say. So this is the Gemara here. All right. See, this is the process. We're learning the process on the video here. What he's referring to, Rabbi Tarfon and Rabbi Akiva are referring to, are whether you can use the money to invest.
Okay.
If you want to use the money to invest
Mhm.
and say, you know, I want to use the money to invest and gain a lot of money, and then maybe take a fee for myself.
Okay.
Rabbi Tarfon says, okay, but you're obligated if you lose the money. You have to give and pay it back.
Right.
Rabbi Tarfon said, and Rabbi Akiva says, no, you're not obligated. I mean, you're not allowed to use that. You should, and therefore, you're not allowed to use that for that purpose. Therefore, you're not obligated if it gets lost.
So you're
However-
saying
but if
he can't invest it at all?
Canon,
Any of it?
according to Rabbi Akiva.
Right.
But if, however, the Gemara is saying here, however, suppose you did not use them and said, I'm not going to invest, I'm just going to leave it in the safe.
Yeah.
If it gets lost, if it gets stolen,
You're not.
you're not obligated.
Yeah,
No
I
one
got-
holds that you're
I got
obligated.
that part.
Okay. Lema Tavatiyut Ter Yosef. Let's say that this is a refutation against Rav Yosef's opinion. The Itmar, everyone got it? Third line down of the Gemara. The Itmar, Shomer Veida, if you are a guardian of a lost object, Rabba Amar Shomer Chinam, you are like someone who guards for free. Someone who guards for free, if someone says that, Martin, guard my banana, then you're not obligated if it gets lost or stolen. You're obligated if you were negligent in the banana, like if you literally just left it out in the open. But if you keep it in your house, then if someone steals it, you're not obligated. But if I said, Martin, watch my banana and I'm going to pay you, then you are if it gets lost or stolen.
Right.
So the question is, suppose you have a lost article in your house and it gets lost or stolen.
Yeah.
Do you have to pay back? So Rabbah says, no, you're like a free
first
guardian.
cast. Yeah.
You're like a free guardian. Rabbi
Yeah.
Yosef says, Amar Kshema Sachar, you are like a guardian. You are like a paid guardian. How are you like a paid guardian?
Yeah.
Because Rabbi Yosef says, because if you are dealing with guarding the lost object, then if someone comes knocking on your door asking for charity, you could say, well, I don't have to give any money to that poor person because I'm already, the rule is if you're busy in a mitzvah, you don't have to do another mitzvah. That's a very interesting logic there that he says, but that is, I mean, like if you, meaning apparently
if you're busy with that
Meaning
gardening,
meaning if you're busy taking care of the animal, if you're busy taking care of,
that means you couldn't do any other mitzvah at all.
right? I
That
mean,
doesn't make any sense. I disagree.
this is an interesting one. We're gonna let it go for now.
Okay.
But you're right. It's very interesting. Like how Rabbi Yosef, the logic. He says like the point is that because you're guarding the animal,
Yeah.
you do not have to.
Do-
You are not obligated then to give your money to a poor person coming knocking at the door, because you could say, oh, someone's knocking at the door. I know it's Yankala the beggar,
Uh-huh.
but I'm busy taking care of the animal,
Right.
so therefore I don't have to give money.
That's like saying though, okay, someone says, oh, we need you for morning chakras. I can't because I'm watching the animal.
Well, if the animal doesn't need it, then
Really?
yeah.
Okay.
If you are engaged in a mitzvah,
Okay.
then you don't have to give another mitzvah.
Saying you do one mitzvah your entire life.
Wait.
watching it.
This is a fantastic sheer title, like the exact categories of being busy in a mitzvah, which makes you not obligated in another mitzvah. When do we say such a thing?
Uh-huh.
Apparently we say it by here, but it's a good topic to discuss. Anyway, all right. But we got to move on. So what do we say? Since everybody is saying here that if you're guarding money, you're not obligated. You're putter. It's staying in the safe. You don't have to pay back the money. Then we see obviously that if it's lost or stolen, you don't have to pay it back. So that's obviously against Rav Yosef. Rav Yosef would say no. In any case, you'd always have to pay it back, right? Rabbi Yosef said you're like a paid guardian. If I said, Martin, guard my money,
Yeah.
then he would say
Yes.
you lost it. But
Yes.
but if you're saying here that everybody holds that you're never obligated to pay him back if you never use the money,
Yeah.
then that's against Rav Yosef, right?
Yeah.
So Amalach Rav Yosef would say to you, really, everybody holds like me. And they all agree to me that if it's lost or stolen, you're obligated. Kipliki owns him to show. They're arguing about whether an accident happens and whether he has the obligation of a shoel. Meaning, if you have the money of a borrower, meaning a borrower, if you borrow the banana from
Yes.
me because you need it to do banana-related things,
Yes.
or if you borrow a pen from me because you need to do pen-related things, you're obligated if it gets lost or stolen or everything.
Right.
But if a lightning bolt strikes the banana, or lightning, or something like that, or you put the pen on a ship and the ship sinks, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Or if you go
Some godly, what they call it?
some event,
On your insurance.
event out of your
On your
control.
insurance, it says that.
Exactly. then paid guardian does not have to
Hey.
does not have to
Okay.
pay. Does not have to pay. But so therefore, do you actually? So a show. I'm sorry. I think I got that wrong. A shoel is chayav for those things. A borrower is
Even a god.
even an accident.
Thunderstorm. I mean,
The only thing that you don't have to pay for is if while you were writing in the pen ran out of ink, or the pen broke while you were writing the pen, or
Really?
the animal broke its leg while it was working. Meaning, if it was because of the work that it was going to do anyway. Yes. Meaning, if it was made to do that work, and
Yes.
while it was doing the work,
it broke.
it broke, then it's fine.
Then you don't have to.
Then you don't have to. So, therefore, if you borrow a car and the car's engine dies, then it's fine. If lightning strikes, though, then you are obligated.
Okay.
So, Reb Tarfon Savar, Sharuler, Banam Lishtimushi Bigavayu, Babali Shoalalayu, since the rabbis told us you can use it, then you are a borrower on the money. And if the money sinks in the ocean, then you have to. The Rabbanan did not really allow you to use it. Therefore, you are not a borrower on it. That's what he's saying. Meaning, everyone says, but if you lost or stole it, you got lost or stolen, you are obligated, according to Rav Yosef. Ihachi says the Gemara, but wait a minute. The Mishnah said lefikach. Ihachi lefikach dem Rabbi Akiva lamali. Why did Rabbi Akiva say the words lefikach in the Mishnah? Rabbi Akiva says, don't use it. Therefore, if you lost it, you are not obligated in its responsibility. So Iyamar Bishlama, Bignei Vaveda, Huda Pligi, Hadut Tani Rabbi Akiva Omer, that they're arguing about getting lost or stolen. Rabbi Akiva said, don't use them. Therefore, if it got lost, you are not obligated in its responsibility. So I might have thought Rabbi Yosef, that a paid guardian is like Rabbi Yosef, meaning Bignei Vaveda, and then you're obligated, Mechayev Kamash Milan. That we don't hold of Rabbi Yosef. The Fika Chashtet Yamar Lo Yishtamish Behen Shema Sachar Lo Havi V'Lo Mechayev Bignei Vaveda. Meaning, he said the words, therefore, if you got lost, avdu, aveda, if it got lost, you're not obligated in its responsibility. So, clearly, Rebbe Akiva is saying over here, he's saying, therefore, since you don't use them, if it got lost, then you are not obligated. So why does he have to say that? So it's all well and good if he's arguing about, Reb Yosef, that if he goes against Reb Yosef and says, if it got lost or stolen, that's what he's trying to say. But Ela Iyamar Bigneva Veda Kliyama Lo Pligi Dechayev Ki Pligi Beyonce Deshoa Ma'ila Fikach Reb Akiva. Hachi Ba'il Nebase Reb Akiva Omer Lo Yishtamish Ben V'Naydana Kivit Lo Yishtamish Ben Lav Shoal Habi Ve'eno Chayev Bachar Yusan. all you had to say, meaning all Rabbi Akiva had to say was, you shouldn't use them. And I would have understood that when I tell you you're not allowed to use them, meaning if he didn't use them,
And,
you're not obligated to pay back,
right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but Rabbi Akiva says this unnecessary statement, assuming that, therefore, if you lost it, you're not obligated to responsibility. But why does he have to say that? Just say, don't use that. Just say, don't use it. Don't use it, and then I know, right? Why did he have to say therefore? All he had to say was, don't use it. Don't use it. Don't use it, and I would know, oh, he's not a borrower on it. And then I would know, you're not allowed to use it, and that's basically telling me he's not a borrower. But it must be the fact that he's saying, therefore, Rabbi Akiva wants to point out, he says, because if he would have just said, don't use it, you might say, oh, what he means is don't use it, therefore he's not a borrower, right?
Mm-hmm.
He says, don't use it, therefore he's not a borrower.
Right.
So therefore, Rabbi Akiva had to come and say, no. He's not even a shomer, he's not even a paid guardian.
Oh.
He has to say, therefore he's not a paid guardian. So that's obviously means that's why he had to do it.
To clarify.
Right, exactly. He had to clarify. To say that I don't hold of Rabbi Yosef, that he's not obligated even if it got lost.
Nor designated.
So, right? But, so clearly that's against what we're saying here. Because if it was like Rabbi Yosef, that he says, oh, if it got lost, you do have to pay, I'm just saying he's not a borrower. All he had to say was, don't use it.
Mm-hmm.
So, it must be not like this. It must be against Rabbi Yosef.
Yeah.
Lamali, mishum lefikach Reb Tarfon. The answer is because Reb Tarfon said lefikach. Reb Tarfon said, use it, and therefore you are obligated. Mm-hmm. So Rabbi Akiva had to say the same thing. So why did lefikach Reb Tarfon lamali? But why did Reb Tarfon say lefikach? Why did he say therefore? Why did he say therefore? Why did he say use it? Therefore, if you lose it, you're obligated. Why did he say that? Since the rabbis permitted you to use it, even if you didn't use it, it's as if it's as if you actually used it.
Interesting.
Meaning, it's as if you actually. It's as if you actually used it. Meaning, Tarfon's the stricter one. So he says, since the rabbis did it, therefore he had to say that. He had to say that explicitly. That therefore since the rabbis permitted you, therefore if you lost it, you're a shoel, you're a borrower. Since that you are mamish, totally, completely a borrower.
No matter what.
You are a borrower no matter what. So therefore, that's why he had to say it. Baha'av duktani. But he said, yes, I know it's a little bit confusing. I know but let's just ask questions if you're good. So we're trying to figure out what's going on. So Reb Tarfon said the word lefikach because he wanted to show you that that since you used it, it's as if you actually use it. Therefore, you're obligated, and you're a shoel, you're a borrower.
So if you did or didn't, you still are in the other category.
Right, but if v'ha'av duktani, but however, it said it lost. It said only if you lost it. It didn't say anything about being a borrower. It said if you lost it. That's not like Rav Yosef, right? It says the word
No, it's different than Yosef.
Okay, one more page.
Oh, really?
But just a little bit of the page. just until the Mishnah. You guys are really dedicated, Mishka, you know.
Well,
But I'm not going to be here next week, so you know we're learning double. Yeah.
oh,
Um, 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 okay, Kidaraba, Damaraba, Nigdivu, Belistim, Mizuyan, Avnu, Shetavas, and Nasbayam. When the Mishnah says if it got lost, it's referring to lost, like it lost, it was an ones. Meaning stolen, but armed robbers is an ones, is like is an accident, and losing means that it got sunk in the sea, which is also an accident. So the Mishnah is specifically referring to that. Okay. I think beforehand, when we're talking about when they argue, it's referring to the beginning one where we said they're only arguing when they used it, but not when he avalonish namish ben imam pater. Meaning, I'm pretty sure now that what that means is that they did not obligate. Suppose the guy comes back and says, "Hey, give me my money," and he said, he said, "Give me my money," and he said, "Here's your money." He says, but give me money also for the money you gained that you didn't have to give to the poor person because you were obligated." And then that's pater, meaning you don't have to give him that money. Yeah, so that you don't have to do. But you do have to give him the money of meaning the gain of whether you're obligated on that money that you gained, where you're obligated on the money that you gained. So that's what we're talking about here, meaning the money that you gained, since you can gain it. Are you like a shomer sachar, or are you like a paid guardian, or like a free guardian? So basically, we've ended up here saying, at least in the conclusion, that really Rav Yosef has an explanation. He says, really, I'm a paid guardian. He's a paid guardian, and when it says here, lefikach, therefore, that he lost it, meaning Rebbe Kiva said therefore, because Reb Tarfon said therefore, and Reb Tarfon said therefore, it says since the rabbis said that you could use the money, it's as if you use the money, and therefore you're chayav if you lost it. And what losing means is ones, meaning you're obviously everyone who says that if someone stole it or you just lost it, then you have to pay. But if you are, but if it was an ones, that's what they're arguing about. Tarfon says, if it was an ones, you're a borrower and you have to pay, because even if it's sunk in the sea, because you could use it. You could use it and get the since you could use it and get the money for it.
yeah,
Right. You can. It's as if you're obligated in the responsibility. This is an interesting Gemara, because I have some questions already. I'm ending up with questions. So does that mean I can use the money and then keep the gain for myself?
earlier on we talked about how you had to pay because you got to keep an
animal and then use it for myself, because that's since I can get that money and use it for my own benefit, therefore can I then great, I'm using it for my benefit.
Well, another benefit you had, if you had an animal and it plowed your field, you could rent it out to someone else to plow their field.
Mm-hmm.
And that'd be even more profit for the founder.
Yeah. So
part of that money have to go back.
So I believe that would actually,
depending on who you went by.
Right, depending on who you
by
went by.
You gotta give it all back.
So Reb Tarfon says, since you can use it,
you gotta give it all.
Then however you have to take on that responsibilities. Since you can use it and gain something from the money, then you can use it. Then you're obligated. But Reb says no, you can't. All right, so But anyway, that's what they're arguing about. So Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Amar Shmuel, Halacha Reb Tarfon, the law is like Reb Tarfon. Biyad Rechava hava leYahanu Tzuzi Yasmi. In the hands of a man named Rechava, there was once money he had from orphans. Asa the Kamei Rav Yosef. He came in front of Rav Yosef. Amar lei Ma'alosh Mushbe Gavayev. Can I use the money? Amar lei Hachem Rabbi Yehuda Mashmuel Halacha Reb Tarfon says you can use the money. You can use the money to invest. Amar lei Abaye V'lavet Marla Amar Reb Chava Rav Huna Lo Shanu Ela B'Dmei Aveda Ho V'Tarach Ba. Avol Ma'os Aveda Delo Tarach B'Hu Lo. Meaning, the only way that you are allowed to use the money is if you found an animal and then you sold the animal. Meaning, only with that, since you made an effort to sell the animal, and therefore you can take the money and you can use it.
Okay.
If it was, but just simply if you found money on the street that you did not have any effort, you did not spend any effort in them, then you cannot use the money. You have to just let it sit. You let it sit. Meaning, if it seems that the only way the rabbis allowed you to use money and therefore keep something of the gains. I don't know if you keep all of the gains or you keep some of the gains as a fee. That's a little confusing to me, but it's okay. We can always come back to this Gemara in 10 years and see if we can get it. But regardless, if you have an animal and then you sell the animal, the rabbi said, okay, since you worked so hard for this person to sell the animal, you can take the money that you got and use it. Because I sold the animal, I get nothing, I have to go out to market and sell it and do all this work. The rabbi said, okay, you can take the money and you can use it, you can invest it, and gain a little profit from the money. However, if you just found money in the street, then just keep the money.
Yeah.
Keep the money.
Okay.
And he said to Rechava, he's right, go, because they won't allow me to permit it to you. In other words, like, someone came to me, a rabbi protested the judgment, and he said, you're right, he won't allow me, to give it to you, in a sense, like, look, my rabbinic colleague over here is raising a protest, and it's a good protest, so you shouldn't use the money. For the orphans, meaning for the orphans, this is like lost article money, so in other words, it's everything it goes, so now at the end of the day, suppose someone gives you money. Suppose someone gives you money to watch.
Oh.
The question is, can you invest the money? Say, like, I'm a good investment. I'll take the money and I will put it in a hedge fund or something. And so the answer is, no, you can't.
Oh.
But if someone gives you an animal to watch and he's not coming back, then there's what to say that maybe you can. Maybe you can. So maybe you can.
Sell, invest the money.
Yeah. All right.
And a hedge